Good morning, my name is Lena Harris and I'm part of the leadership team here in St. Aldays, and I'm stepping in today to give one in our regular team a week off. When this lockdown started, many of us thought and we said to each other, this can actually be a time to slow down, to rest, to be still, to grow deeper, a time to reflect. Let's take this opportunity. Now, more than 2 months in, many have maybe experienced exactly that. It maybe didn't look as we expected. To retreat from busyness is not always a pleasant experience. For example, a lot of unpleasant or difficult feelings can come up to the surface and we need to deal with them. Others might not have had a lot of time and space to rest and reflect for different reasons. And some of us maybe ask, where did all this time go so quickly? And did I really take the opportunity to focus on God and to be still in His presence? And some of us live in very full households, so the idea of silence and solitude seems very distant. But even those who don't live in full households can have difficulties to be still and to rest in Jesus. A lot of things can distract us from doing that. It can be worries, it can be difficulties to relax, it can be difficulties to be alone. And it's very easy to let oneself be distracted. And into this precise experience, we can remind ourselves of Jesus' words in Matthew 11. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. One can say a lot of things about this beautiful invitation. I will just say a few. Jesus says, come to me, all of you. I will give you rest. Jesus is the one who gives rest. And this is the calling to everyone. And even if these are very familiar words for many of us, I know very well that they need to be repeated to us all in today's society, regardless if we are Christians or not. And some of us need to hear these words again, again, and again. And the distractions to this, our first calling, is a well-known part of life on earth, regardless of circumstances. And that's just what to expect. So don't be surprised or let down by that. So how can we respond practically to this warm invitation in the midst of our everyday life and when we step by step come back to life outside home? Firstly, I would like to emphasize the importance of a good rhythm in our daily life and boundaries between work and rest. And to take time to be still in God's presence, and if it's possible, to be alone with Jesus. It can be very simple. For example, to meditate on one single verse and to remember that Jesus is as present here, now, today with us as he was with his first disciples, even if we can't see him or touch him. And then just be still with him and let him do what he wants to do. And the importance to find time for this every day. And this looks different for different people, but we have good and well-proven models in the church's history for this. So try to find your way of doing this which suits your circumstances. Secondly, work and live aware of Jesus' presence in everything you do. Because he doesn't say, come to me and sit down forever, or come to me and be passive. He says, Come to me, take my yoke upon you. Come to me and learn from me. So while walking, while working, do it together with him, and try to do it in a restful way and with his attitude. Because life with Jesus is not about different, so to speak, spiritual activities which we step into and out of, as if we stepped into Jesus' presence and out. Because we are always with him. And life with Jesus is about life as a whole. And to live life and to work and do our different duties under his authority, wherever we are and in everything we do. And in the midst of our everyday activities or challenges and relationships, ask him for advice, very practically, and let him guide you. And learn from him, and do it together with Jesus, and share your everyday burdens and worries with him. One of my role models, I have many. One of them is Brother Lawrence. He was a monk in the 17th century in France, and his duty in the monastery was the kitchen duties. And there is a book with collections of his teachings, which is called The Practice of the Presence of God. And that is exactly what it is, the practice of the presence of God. He felt as close to the Lord in the chapel as he did in the kitchen, in the kitchen duties. In everything he did, he was aware of God's presence and did it as an act of worship. One of my favorite quotes is, "We can do little things for God. I turn my little omelet in the pan for love of him." So as for Brother Lawrence, our everyday work can be our worship to Jesus, and done with an attitude of worship. And when doing that, it also affects the pace we operate in and how we do things. I wish you a really good day today. God bless you.